What if he was on tour with K. Michelle and Chingy? K. Michelle, Chingy, and R. Kelly on tour. Are you hitting the venue?
This nigga said Chingy. Chingy.
Come on now, me sing it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Hey, now everybody just say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Ooh, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud.
What it do, what it does, what it is, what it ain't. It is your boy CJ and your boy Tim back again with another Say It Loud podcast.
Say it loud.
Black and proud.
You know what it is.
What's poppin', what's poppin', what's
Oh man, ain't nothing poppin'.
Apparently.
Actually there's a lot poppin'.
Real quick, this episode has been brought to you in part by apple juice. Because apple juice really is delicious.
It is.
It tastes just like it did when you was 8 years old.
Oh, you gonna leave my tears hanging? That's fucked up.
Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, you know what?
You know what?
I was married this one time.
Uh-huh.
And this bitch was always hating on apple juice. Always said only children drink apple juice.
Oh, time out.
And apple juice is delicious.
First of all, if you feel that only children drink apple juice, fuck you.
You know?
Really?
Apple juice is delicious.
Delicious.
How is this a child's drink?
You can never go wrong with apple juice.
Well, I don't like cloudy apple juice. Like that organic stuff.
Mm-mm. The organic be bomb too. Sometimes the organic be bombing than the actual.
Something about it makes it wrong.
Put it on ice. Put it on ice. Juice is meant to be put on ice. It ain't nothing more delicious.
Is it? Wait a minute.
Juice is meant to be made on ice, bro.
I don't know. I feel like my apple juice gets watery if I put ice.
No. Think about it. Drink a warm glass of apple juice and then drink a cold glass of apple juice.
The cold glass hits harder, but I just be putting my apple juice in the fridge, so it makes it cold. I don't need.
If it's on ice, it's still gonna be the same apple juice.
Nah, I think that ice inside of the apple juice, it makes it watered down, and I don't like that.
I don't usually reach for apple juice if cranberry juice is
Cranberry juice is
delicious,
but
no, delicious.
But I don't like it. Well, okay, I'll say this: if I'm in a because my girl likes it, so if I'm in a pinch, we ain't got nothing but some cran. I mean, I drink it, but it's not dope like that.
I'll say this. Okay, look, the goat juice, white grape peach, Welch's.
No.
Welch's white grape peach. Is the goat of
peach
all
anything
juice.
is not good to me.
You're tripping!
I don't like peach.
You're tripping!
I don't like it!
Peach is in my top 4 Mount Rushmore flavors.
Ugh!
Hell yeah. Cherry,
no.
peach, pineapple, and orange.
Cherry.
And cherry.
Orange. Shit. You know what? Yep. We're talking flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Pineapple, yes. And probably strawberry.
Strawberry? Oh, I hate strawberry.
But I don't like strawberries, but strawberry flavor.
I don't like strawberries.
Well, okay, like, you know what? I don't like strawberry Jolly Ranchers. Trash.
Yeah.
They are trash.
Trash.
They taste like plastic.
Yeah, I'll drink strawberry soda, but anything else
Strawberry soda is great.
Yeah.
1993, the Western Family strawberry sodas or the cream sodas.
Hey, that's Popeye's strawberry soda be hitting.
No, I don't think I had strawberry soda.
You can sell that strawberry soda from Popeye.
Oh, snap. So, I was in South Carolina.
Right.
This past couple of days.
Okay.
And it was for a funeral. And afterwards, go over to my cousin's house. Mm-hmm. First of all, went through the community. It's South Carolina. Right. Your money go a long way. First thing I said driving through, I was like, "Ooh, these houses is serious business." All right. But they had the drinks and the food all out, and they had the drinks in the coolers. Mm-hmm. But right on the table with its whole setup was sweet tea and unsweet tea. And I was like, yuck. I hate tea. I hate sweet tea.
Sweet tea's bomb, but I can't drink it like all the time like that.
But that's the drink of the South over there. And I was like, ugh, it's got a whole monumental cup setup thing going on. And I was like, ugh, trash. Dump it all.
Right.
Give me a Stella. All right. So let's see what we talking about on today. First, Dave Chappelle on SNL.
Right, another great monologue.
Yes, great monologue.
Great. The skits were great too, but his monologue.
I didn't watch. I only watched that opening monologue. That was it. Now, Okay, I'm gonna say the one thing he missed on a joke. I heard it, but the crowd wasn't with it. When he was talking about mental illness, and how the media was saying, just because Kanye is mentally ill, it gives him no right to say these things.
Right.
And he was like, shut up. Yeah, okay. I think all mentally ill people should just stick to killing people.
Oh.
I saw what he was saying.
Right.
It's like, okay, these people are shooting people and saying, you guys saying he's mentally ill, but Kanye says something and you're like, he has no excuse. I don't care about mental illness. It's like, that's stupid. Which it was, comedian is supposed to, you're supposed to observe it like that.
Right.
But the crowd didn't feel him on that. He just flat out said kill people.
That's crazy.
But that aside.
Yeah.
The monologue was great,
yeah.
And I don't understand any backlash.
I don't understand it either. I watched it a couple times just to try to see if there was anything to even remotely try to have any backlash. I didn't see any.
Yeah, so they're saying, he was saying, first of all, he opened it saying, this is not anti-Semitic, I stand with my Jewish friends, and, he gave the whole
spiel.
Yes, and then goes into, basically a stand-up routine. But is it wrong? People have observations, and I'm kind of quoting Jon Stewart here. People, are saying that Jewish folks run Hollywood. Jewish people they run Hollywood. And if people have this thought and they observe this, why is it wrong to say it? That's my question. Now, I haven't said anything personally, so I'm just asking.
Why is it wrong to say, like, what's on your mind? Like,
well, I mean, yes, first. I mean, in a grand scale, yes. Why is it... Okay, if you don't want to hear me, bitch, turn the channel.
Right.
But in a more specific sense, gosh, I want to tread softly because I don't want no smoke. So let me try to see.
Let it be, bro.
Fuck it. If people have a belief that Jewish people are running Hollywood, and you can point to executives that make all of the decisions and they are Jewish, why is it wrong to say Jewish people run Hollywood?
That's not. I don't think it's wrong to say, especially if it's leaning really more towards the truth, and you can actually point out, like you said, point out the actual people who are in charge of these record companies and movie studios and all these people, and they're Jewish. You can.
And that's the part I don't get. I'm like, guys, who's signing these top checks? Let's check their heritage. Are they Jewish? What are we arguing about here?
It's the sign of the times that we're in, bro. I mean, real shit. Back in the day, you could say shit like that and be cool, but now you can't say anything derogatory about a certain group.
But I don't understand what's derogatory. And maybe I'm just slow as fuck. But like,
I don't know. You gotta. I can't say what's derogatory. Was he said that was derogatory towards Jewish people because I'm not Jewish, but you have to ask a Jewish person that. You know what I'm saying?
And I guess also I would have to do my due diligence because I'm not gonna act like I paid attention to everything being said. I was reading headlines, watched a couple videos. But I also had the question we was talking. I feel two different ways because that's what I just explained. Come on, bro. We ain't got time for this. This is one of my cats. Okay, go that way. What I just explained is how I feel as a person in America. But now how I feel as a black person. And do we as black people...
Blow things out of proportion sometimes?
Yeah!
Okay.
Do we blow things out of proportion for our own culture based on what people say or do? And if we do in fact do that, do we really have a leg to stand on when we look at the Jewish community responding to what somebody said?
Here's what I'll say to that. We are a passionate people. So we take our culture and everything that has to do with black very, very seriously. So do we kind of blow everything out of proportion? Yeah, but not more than any other race does. You see what I'm saying? Because Mexicans do the same thing, and Italians, and Africans, like all races of people, they have those certain things, that those hot button topics that if you
but you look at a national scale, not really. I mean, it's mostly black and Jewish. What hot button topics?
I don't know. Ask the white people. Like,
no, because they be getting away with shit. Well, fuck. All right. I just, I don't know. I feel two ways. Because I don't understand when it comes to when it comes to Kanye, I don't know fully well. I can't watch Kanye interviews anymore. It's too hard.
Cringy.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly what he said. So am I defending him? No. Again, I just be looking at hot button topics and quotes and stuff like that. But like when you think about the Kyrie Irving situation, where he didn't say anything, he shared a link to a movie.
Right.
Fuck what it was about. He shared a link to a movie that he watched, just like every single one of you motherfuckers be doing.
Right.
And now the whole everybody, NBA, all of the media is coming down on him, saying he needs to apologize. He needs to do all these things. He needs to shuck and jive. He needs to hop to be able to get his life back.
Right.
For sharing a link. Didn't even add no words to it. Just shared a link. My question is, who the fuck are y'all?
Right.
To do this to somebody? Where's Jeff Bezos, who runs Amazon, which is where the movie is still up? Because I've seen it on I got Amazon Prime. So, how is somebody who shared a link in trouble? What about the people who made the movie? What about the people who promote the movie? What about people getting paid off the movie?
Right.
I don't understand what this about. Well, I do understand what it's about. But again, so this is Jewish folks reacting to what they feel is a slight to them. And as black people, we react to what feels like a slight to us. But now that it's targeted at us...
Right. Like, we have to support Kyrie in a sense, because all he did was share a link to a movie. And if he's going to lose his whole livelihood just because of that, this is Kaepernick all over again. You know what I'm saying?
But they've been trying to get Kyrie out of here, though.
Yeah.
Let's not play though, because ever since Corona, actually before Corona, flat Earth.
Yeah.
Ever since Kyrie said the Earth was flat, this nigga.
You know what? Here's the thing. Here's the caveat to that though. Like this whole situation, we have to really, really lean towards being free thinkers. Especially nowadays, you know what I'm saying? We have our own opinions about things. We have our own ways of looking at things. If stuff can be proven, stuff can be proven. You know what I'm saying? Like, but speak your truth and live in your fucking truth. And don't let nobody try to make you convert to their way of thinking to have a fucking life. Fuck that shit. You have your own way of thinking. You have your own thoughts and ideas about how things work. You know what I'm saying? I have a multitude of theories that I firmly believe and have theories that I can back up on, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole multiverse thing. And we'll get into that shit. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, if Kyrie and, Kanye, as crazy as y'all or Kanye's talking, like, he's saying some outlandish shit, and I don't agree with a lot to all of the shit he says, but if that's how he feels, that's how he feels.
Yeah.
All we can do as people who intake is listen to his music and watch his performances and
I
stuff.
don't listen to his music.
All we have to do or can do is just not listen to him no more. That's it.
But that's what
Let him
people
let him feel how he feel. You know what I'm saying? Whoever buy his music, buy his music. If this is gonna make the white people love him more, then all means do your thing. But that's it. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. But we ain't gonna back you no more. You's a Benedict Arnold to us, basically.
Well, I mean, again, I ain't never really fucked with Kanye, so I can't.
There's
say
black people that
as far as
still fuck with Kanye, but they believe what he believes and let them believe that.
Yeah, my thing is, we are such a hypocritical society.
Oh shit.
That it bugs me. It makes my balls itch.
Oh damn.
I don't like how people act and think here.
You go to the doctor for that.
It just because we always talk about freedom of speech. The men are over there fighting for our freedom, all of these freedoms, and
it's in the Constitution.
But as soon as somebody's motherfucking feelings is hurt, it's an all-out war in a real sense. And I'm like, where is everybody such bitch-ass niggas?
Here's the thing. The Constitution says we have freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want, but it doesn't protect you from the backlash, if there's any at all.
See,
and that's not your fault directly. If you white and you hate black people, and you say out loud somewhere, I hate black people in a crowd of black people, whatever consequences you have after that, deal with it. You said it. Freedom of speech. You can say what you want.
Yeah.
You can say whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
Kanye, say whatever you feel. That don't mean we gonna support you. You gonna lose a lot of your fan base feeling and speaking the way you're speaking, bruh. Real shit.
Okay. I mean, I get it. It just seems it just seems like
right.
Everybody wants to speak their truth, which is I think is fine. Because I'm gonna do me, so you do you. And it just seems weird that if somebody who doesn't agree all of a sudden has authority to say whether you get to once you have a bunch of people who don't agree, and then you got a mob mentality. So I get that, but I don't know. It's just it's stupid to me. Freedom of speech ain't free. You gonna pay him some way. It's just amazing how a mob mentality can fuck you up. And I get it, like brands that will stop sponsoring somebody because of what they said.
Right, I get that part of it. Like, I get that part of it. You know what I'm saying?
But then how do you ever please anybody? If, I don't know. I guess it depends on how you build your brand. Because, you know who I admire? Like, Andrew Schultz. What's their podcast called? I can't remember. Him and Oshkosh. But they reckless over there. But you know what? They kind of know their lane. They got their sponsors that fuck with them because their crowd fucks with them. So that's the type of leeway I wish was common.
Right.
It's like, find your group that fucks with you, say what you want, live your life, do your thing, as long as it ain't, trying to kill people, know. But, and now everything is so mainstream, you can't say nothing without them saying, oh, no, we don't fuck with you. And because of that, it was like, oh, well, we can't fuck with you. Now it's this domino effect. Man, fuck y'all. Find y'all group. And I guess if entertainment-wise, a backing.
Right. I mean, but you can't be a company and be established and you service a certain group of people mainly, and then one of your celebrity people, they go off and say some crazy ass shit off the cuff, and how he's selling shoes through your company.
Yeah.
And you can't really be behind him if saying all that stuff if you as a company, the creator of the companies, don't agree with his values. You had to let it go.
Oh, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? I see that part. And it was all people saying he shouldn't have lost his endorsements. Like, I see that part. I mean, because anybody will tell you can't have one of your affiliates or employees flying off at the mouth. All kinds of crazy shit.
You know what? Kanye probably thought because Adidas was ex-Nazis that what would he say? I could say anything
he said,
about it. They won't take my life.
They won't take my out.
Kanye thought that he was. They was like this.
Fuck around and find out.
But understand, Adidas, changed from being Nazis, and that was a long time ago.
He literally fucked around. And found out.
They got other people in there. He
literally fucked around and found out.
Yeah, I mean, so that I did hear about. So, right. I'm not defending that shit.
Right.
For anybody to say I can say what I want and can't nobody do nothing, I'm happy. And I hope you can back that up. Like an Andrew Tate, he can back it up. Why? Because he doesn't live in our grid.
Right.
He doesn't have to play by our rules.
Right.
And he's proven it. So I got to give a hand where it's due.
Right.
He has been able to beat this. Now Kanye, this nigga, I don't understand how he always talked about, always wanting to be in a partnership with somebody,
right?
With Louis Vuitton or Gucci or whoever or Adidas, and doing all these partnerships. I was with Sway. I'm like, man, fuck that.
You're right.
Do your own thing, because once you do your own thing,
right,
you can say what you want,
right,
and you may still feel some repercussion, but not on the level of.
It ain't Ralph though.
It's like, okay, Kanye's such a label hoe.
Dude, he is though, bro.
Well, such a label hoe.
He said that ain't Ralph though.
Like, so what? That sweater's ugly.
There you go. Hold on. Side note: when that shit happened, like every time, like I'd be out with my cousins and they'd be offering stuff, and I'd be like, "But that ain't Ralph though." Like, hey, you want some water or something? Like, but that ain't Ralph.
That ain't Ralph though. I never vibed with him. I didn't like his attitude.
Yeah.
I didn't like his swag. His swag was okay, but his attitude was always to me.
He's a brilliant musically, but I mean, just dude.
Is he?
Bruh. Is he?
What does brilliance mean? In this sense,
brilliance means that if Kanye's saying all this shit and you still go back and listen to this shit.
No. Okay, because I didn't listen to Kanye like that. So, and the stuff I listened to, he has some good stuff, but brilliant.
Yeah.
What are we saying here?
It's just if someone says something's brilliant, that's his own personal thing. Like if I hear something music.
All right, what did Kanye create?
That was brilliant.
That was brilliant. That was not sampled because he didn't create it then. He took something and then built on it. Ground build something.
Well, that doesn't make it anything less brilliant.
No, but I'm asking.
Oh,
come on, bro. I'm asking, has Kanye taken from nothing and built it? Now, I'm not saying sampling is not brilliant because Gold Digger is probably my favorite Kanye song. So that's great, but I'm asking, has he entrepreneured, scratched from nothing, built a brilliant piece of work?
I don't know for sure. I gotta dig deep into all he's created. All I'm saying, for me, musically, his first few albums were brilliant. I didn't listen like that, so I'm not going to. His musical bag, them first few albums, bro. Like, you can't deny.
Well, he was poor. Well, not poor, but he had less money. He was more on the grind than I think some of his later stuff.
Right.
But again, I didn't listen to his later stuff either, so I don't know. All right, moving on. R. Kelly. I think they finna let this nigga go.
Free as a blade.
So apparently,
Yeah.
one of the girls, or the main one, I don't know, her testimony's been changing. She be supporting R. Kelly, telling people they're wrong, but then she be going on the news talking about what happened. I don't know. I didn't get the full story again. Okay, caveat, I don't know the whole story. I saw the headlines and I watched 2 videos. What I know is that case apparently, I think in Chicago.
In Chicago.
I think it's in Chicago.
The main case in Chicago
is falling apart. And once that happens, all the rest of that shit's gonna fall apart because then at that point it's just hearsay.
Right.
That's what they're saying. But they got videos, I guess, still.
Right.
So I don't understand if you still got videos of this nigga fucking underagers and saying he likes a 13-year-old. Yuck yuck. Then I don't understand how a case falls apart. But apparently it's happening.
I don't understand how it falls apart. I think it's all about the witness testimonies and the victims coming forth and saying in public that they're lying about it. All that is making the case fall apart because now the courts don't know who to believe now. This could be a case of this is going to be mistrial, and you can't try him for the shit again because of fucking double jeopardy. Now you're gonna be a free fucking man all because of that shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
So he gonna get free, and I imagine, cause I think he's broke. Liquid. I think he's broke.
Yeah.
Actually, they probably seized everything.
I mean, they probably seized all.
But he's also R. Kelly, and people still do fuck with him. So my question is, if he does his comeback tour, and he comes to Seattle. Come back from R. Kelly? Yuck.
No, hell no.
And he comes to Seattle, you going?
Nope, I'm good. I can't. I just can't.
And what if he, because I saw the video of 2 people that was defending him. What if he was on tour with K. Michelle and Chingy? K. Michelle, Chingy, and R. Kelly on tour. Are you hitting the venue?
This nigga said Chingy. Chingy.
Ching-a-ling.
K. Michelle.
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm not pulling up.
You're not going to support Kels?
No, I'm good.
He needed to get back on his feet.
That's too much scrutiny.
If he gets away with this, that means he was never charged. And so can you hang a never charged over his head?
They have to come out and say that they was just lying on him to get him to go to jail or some shit, like setting him up. Like we can prove that it wasn't R. Kelly. Like we can prove it. I want the proof that it's not him. That he didn't do that shit. Otherwise, that's too much scrutiny. That is too much scrutiny. That's a lot.
So
that's a lot.
You telling me that if he came to town, you wouldn't tell everybody you not going, and then secretly go to the concert in disguise and be texting from there talking about I'm at the house chilling watching Marvel movies. You not gonna do that?
No, because some smart motherfucker will ping my goddamn phone and find my ass at the motherfucking R. Kelly concert. I wouldn't do no shit like that.
Alright.
Hell no.
Check it, because
Hell no. It's been real, Kels, but I can't.
Wouldn't do the comeback tour, huh?
I wouldn't. You gotta prove it. I need proof. I need some DNA that proves that wasn't him. I need some witness testimonies, nigga. I need some crime witness protection.
What if the tour was in town? You was like, man, I ain't going to that, and you decided just to go to a bar, some obscure bar, and you sitting there drinking, and motherfucking R. Kelly walks in talking about, whew, it was a good show. I'm on the after party, and he goes on the stage and starts doing karaoke. Are you staying in the venue?
I'm leaving.
You lying? You gonna be like, do my song? It's the remix to ignition.
Oh damn it!
Oh yeah, I don't know. Okay, if that really happened, I was just at the bar and karaoke night was happening and nigga R. Kelly pulled up. I don't know how I feel. Cause I don't support R. Kelly and I don't want it to ever look like I'm supporting, but I would be remiss if I didn't say I want to take my phone out and make commentary while I just watch this nigga. What I look like? They gonna look like I'm gonna look like a groupie. It don't matter. They go, I'm killing y'all. I was just chilling, minding my business, and he walked in like, nah. So I think I have to get up out there.
Hold on. What if he sung everything but his songs?
Just when karaoke night, like I'm doing all Usher tonight. Usher, baby. Oh, and then I'll be sitting there like I'm not supporting. I'm just gonna stay and listen though. And then he does Same Girl. He's like, I need somebody. I'm gonna do Usher's part. Somebody do my part. Do I get up and go or no? Cause I know both parts, but singing with him.
I mean, that's like Jeffrey Dahmer's victims.
What? Next to him. Actually, I didn't watch Dahmer, so I don't.
Oh, that's a tough watch.
Yeah, no, I don't.
That's a tough watch.
I don't be, cause white people would be just killing.
I don't get it.
Hey man, are there black serial killers?
I've never Googled that. You know what?
You know what? There was a sniper, the DC sniper.
DC sniper.
But he, okay, one. But is there any other? Cause I don't feel like we just be. You know what? I wonder how many hood serial killers there are. Just niggas on the block that just be shooting people and killing them and snapping their necks and stabbing them.
Those are not serial killers. Those are just murderers. A serial killer has like a very intricate type of victim that he only goes at. That's like the code serial. That's why hence serial killer. They only kill like one type of person.
What's cereal got to do with it? I've never understood that. I like a bunch of different cereals.
Not CEREAL.
Oh, you're right. It's
SERIAL.
I'm dope. Okay. Oh, like serial number.
Yeah, like serial. Get it? Serial number. Serial killer.
Okay. So you telling me, nigga on the block got 50 bodies on him, unbeknownst to the community. But he wouldn't be considered a serial killer. He's just a murderer. But the dude who killed 3 people in the same way.
Are they random?
Nah, man, he's a hunter. He's a headhunter. He out here just sniping niggas.
Is he hunting a specific type of person?
Yes.
Okay, then
Niggas.
he's a serial killer. Then are they all male?
Yep. He's a menace.
So all black males?
Yep.
What age?
In the community? I don't know.
All I'm saying is, in order for you to be a serial killer, you have to have a type. A gang member just randomly killing people, like in gang activity. That's not a fucking serial killer. It's a murderer.
I don't like how we differentiate this.
Bro.
I don't like it. But I get it.
The definition of a serial killer is a person who commits a series of murders, often with no apparent motive and typically following a characteristic, predictable behavior pattern.
But no apparent motive. See, right there. There is no motive.
But he's not killing. If a gang member gets in a car and does a drive-by,
yes.
he does 5 drive-bys in 2 different blocks. He's not a serial killer. He's just a gang member murderer doing drive-bys. Now, same gang member only kills white women, blonde hair, 5 foot, and wearing dresses and red pumps. That's a serial killer.
See, but you...
There has to be characteristics that describes your victim.
But you can do that. That's circumstantial because you could say the gang member in the car, now the type, he's like, I'm a serial killer. And my type is black male, 5'10" to 6'1", red bandana.
Okay.
That's my type. That's not a serial killer?
That's a serial killer.
Well, what do you think the Crips is doing when they roll on the Bloods? They looking for the black niggas with the blue rags or the red rags. That's the same thing. Which is, it's just romanticized because it's not gritty.
Damn, that's a good point.
That's all I'm saying. Is everybody who's killed more than 2? Okay, I'm not gonna stand on what I was finna say, so I'm not gonna say it. But then my question is, what about the military? Are they serial killers? What's their type? Their type is, depending on the war, a person wearing a. I don't know what things are called. Why, bro?
No, they're not serial killers. They're killing to protect.
Protect who? When you go to somebody else's house to kill them.
Before they come to your house.
What did Cat Williams say? They was over there shooting niggas in sweatpants and sandals. Like, my nigga. Go home, Roger. Okay, don't get me started because I don't believe in wall. I don't believe in wall. Okay, let me try that again. I cut my joke off. I don't believe in wall. Okay, wall. What is it good for?
Absolutely
nothing.
Say it again.
You go. I mean, good go.
Oh Lord.
But so I don't know. I think that nobody should kill, and then people would be alive.
The thought of war.
Hey, did you see the thing on the 8 billionth person was born?
8 billion?
8 billionth person on the earth.
We now have 8 billion people on Earth now.
According to the videos, they passed around the baby. The baby got the rock. Got the baby. That was my thing. I was thinking about this. I was like, nigga, you know how many back alley births that ain't on the record? How do you know who people giving birth in the tub? Talking about the 8 billion. Nigga, we got 11 billion people running these streets. And you got The Rock kissing the baby.
The Rock did it? Really?
I think it was The Rock.
Oh, gosh.
That's what it looked like. But anyway, yeah, I just thought about that. But speaking of babies and the like, I was in North Carolina, or South Carolina. I was in the airport, and these white folks, their kids, they didn't have leashes on them, but they were talking to the kids. They were a little older. Like, oh, remember the first time we came to the airport with you guys? We had leashes on you, and the kid looked mortified. The little boy, he was like, a leash? She was like, yeah, you guys be running all over the place. Now, I loved his reaction and the fact that they were white, because he wasn't with it. He was like, who do you think I am? You're gonna put a leash on me, which I be thinking when I see people with leashes on their babies. At the same time, is a leash really bad? Because these niggas do be just running.
Look.
Well, if they not trained, well, that makes it sound more like a dog. But
if you look at it as like a leash, then it's gonna be a goddamn leash. But it depends on the kid. Like, my mama had a leash. It was called "Sit Your Ass Down."
See?
That was the leash.
That was called training. That's the training I'm talking about. When you know that you can catch one of these.
You catch an elbow.
Like, you know I'm not gonna fuck around. I'm not running nowhere.
That closed tooth. That closed tooth yell mom used to do. Sit your ass down.
My dad's mouth would get real tight.
My dad, God rest his soul, his eyes would get real big. Like, he'll look at you like, and you knew, sit your ass, you do whatever you're doing, you just stop it.
You better stop.
Stop doing that shit.
Yep. But yeah, I was thinking about that. And I was like, I don't really feel like I subscribe to the leash, because again, I feel like you're walking your child like a dog, and that's one. I mean, that's as messed up as it is. I mean, that's one way to look at it. I know there's
multiple ways to look at it. Another way is, you trying to have as much control over your safety of your kid as possible. Your kid is susceptible to be just running around and taking off.
Exactly.
Kids with ADHD do that shit. They just take off. Like, if you had a leash on your kid, at least you could prevent them from running out in traffic.
You're right.
And into somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely right.
So fuck that shit, man. You need any tool. Kids nowadays, you need any tool possible you need to help you raise these damn kids.
I feel you. I just always think about the Cat Williams' first special that blew up. Where he said you put the leash on the child and they start to run and you yank it and they fall back and then they look at you. Now they're trained. I just think of a dog's mentality. Right. And you think about that in the child, and you do that enough times before you break that child and mentally. Yeah, that's what I be thinking. But I also don't have children, so it's not really my plight.
Yeah, I think once you have kids, your stance on that will be different.
Okay. Check.
Check it out.
Okay, so I was at a funeral, and it got me to thinking. I don't. First, how do we continue to have space to bury people? This funeral was in South Carolina. They've been dying over there for a long time. Yet in the actual like graveyard area, I saw a bunch of empty space, and I'm like, how is this possible? How is this space not filled up yet? And then I thought, what happens if it floods over here? Do these boxes float to the top?
Yeah, it happened in Katrina.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, that happened in Katrina. From what I've heard, the EMT people, the people searching for bodies, they couldn't differentiate who was from the ground and who was alive previously. So the shit happens with
that's all bad.
You know.
And then I thought about, they see it's 6 feet down, right? But then I'll be like, oh, could you stack another one on top? No, because I heard you got to be 6 feet in order to emit the smell. Mm-hmm. So it's got to be that low. And I was like, what if you stood them up and stacked them? Like, that would be a way to save. But then I was like, their head would be able, so you got to go lower. So I had a lot of thoughts. And then was over there, and my man, it was my like a great great uncle, they had him in the casket. And then they put the casket in a box. And I was like, why y'all paying for all this?
Right.
I don't get it. Now, maybe it's because I don't go and visit grave sites, which I do have a few I could visit. I don't. I don't understand why you pay all this money to do these things, unless they're a military person, in which the military pays and they do a hay. But other than that, why are you paying all this money to do this when you could really throw them in the oven? And then get a keepsake.
Why you gotta say throw them in the oven?
Okay, so we had this conversation earlier, and I was apologizing then. I hate to sound so morbid about this, but whatever. Once we dead, our spirit is somewhere else.
Right.
Our body, look, man, I ain't got. Why I got to pay?
Look.
Why?
I think it's like this. Because if you get cremations are so cheap because there's no service to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people usually, like, it's a total, like, a different thing. You're not breaking down, you're not breaking the ground, you're not having the thing lowered, the casket into the ground. You're just
got to pay for all them services.
Just burning the remains and putting them in an urn. That's cheap. You know what I'm saying? The service is the cheapest part about that part. But with the actual burial, like I said, you have to pay for the casket, the suit for the casket, the service itself, the pastor for the service, the
cars,
the hearse, the hearse. Now you pay for all that shit. Me buried my pops 2 years ago, and this shit was $12,000. $12,000.
Condolences.
Look,
no.
Yeah, but look, when we were quoted how much it was for a freaking cremation, it was like $1,000. You know what I'm saying? And we really had to weigh the options. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we went with the burial, obviously.
Yeah.
But still, like, if we had another chance to like make that decision, if we had to.
I'm just saying, because for people that might already be strapped for money, let's just say 12 is the base for all of this. Like, you can't afford. You can't go into more debt when you're not even here to help me.
Some people can. Some people do have those family members that band together and help out with burials like that. Other people are, they are rich. They come from money and they have the resources to actually have.
Grave sites are like funerals. They're for us.
Yeah.
Because that person is not experiencing any of this, as far as we know. So I just feel like that stuff is for us, and which is great. But me personally, I'm like, yo, I love you, and don't ever think I didn't, but I'm not. Come on, let me get urn, and that's in $1,000. How much does the price go down if we just put it in a regular vase?
Oh damn.
Pringle box? No, okay.
Pringle.
I would do that. That was on Tyler Perry's class reunion. Mr. Brown, he was like, oh, is your wife be joining you? Oh, she's right here. Right where? Right here. Oh, I had a creature mated in a Pringle can.
Creature mated.
Had a creature mated in a Pringle can.
Creature mated.
All right, let's talk about one more thing. 21 Savage has apparently said that Nas is he from Queens or Brooklyn?
He's from Queens.
Okay. Nas, the famed rapper, is irrelevant.
Mm-mm.
Also, the quote didn't stop there. Nas is irrelevant. He has his core fan group, and he makes good music for them. Now, my question would be, is he... I will say, it sounds rude to say someone, in this case Nas, is irrelevant, but is it wrong?
Very wrong.
Why?
Very wrong, because Nas will always be relevant. Always.
Relevant to who? Relevant to what? See, because the question is, we're in 2022. What was Nas's last drop? Actually, he did one a couple years ago, I think.
Yeah, like last year, I think. He had an album last year.
What's top 3 songs on that album?
I don't know. I didn't listen to it. Like,
Oh, didn't listen to it? Okay.
No.
So it wasn't relevant for you. Alright. My question, when I say what is relevant, because people make the culture move, right?
Uh-huh.
If people are moving and shaking and creating this culture, and Nas, even though he might be doing his thing,
mm-hmm.
he has not presented something to this big movement that is noticed
Mm-hmm.
by the mass.
Uh-huh.
How is it wrong to say you're not relevant to what's going on?
I mean, it's his opinion, and he's entitled to have it. You know.
Yeah.
I think people look at relevance different. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I was asking. I was like, well, what's relevant?
You know, my definition of, or my what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? My interpretation of the word relevance. I mean, you know, I still listen to Nas's music, and he's in rotation with me. So, and I respect his, his opinions on things that happen. He does speak out on certain things. So yeah, he stays relevant with me because he stays within who I pay attention to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's the sentiment. That's the same sentiment with the with the majority of people. That's why he'll stay relevant, because the majority of us, we always keep him in that relevance.
See, but when you say the majority of us, to us, we're getting older. There will never be a bigger group of us.
Uh-huh.
Us will only get smaller because the people coming behind us got their own thing in hip hop. Just like Run DMC or KRS-One, who are relevant in certain now considered niche circles, they're not relevant like that. And I think what 21 is saying is there's this whole, just like the early 2000s or the 90s, from the boom bap to the gangster to the 2000s, that was a fun time, 2000s. Up to the lean era, the lean with it, rock with it era, all of that shit. Think what he's saying is Nas ain't kept up, and he ain't shown,
He just released the album.
But wasn't relevant. So what? If Ruben Studdard released the album, you think anybody cares?
Yeah, because he still
Actually,
has
I
fans.
would care because I fuck with Ruben.
He still has fans.
But
they're talking about, so then he'll be.
There's his. Like 21 said, he got his fans and he's making good music for them. But when you look at the big picture of relevance,
say that then. Don't just come off and he's irrelevant.
See, he probably did say that. It was an interview and they needed the clicks. I know how that shit goes because I've been interviewed a couple times.
I can't attest to that. I've never been interviewed like that before.
But yeah, the newspaper used to be some assholes to me.
Oh.
That's the thing. I don't know if he's necessarily wrong. And I think that the context was just in music, in popular music, popular hip hop today. Nas is irrelevant because that's not what's being spread around and played.
Okay.
Now he's coming up with stuff, and again, he's making music for his fans, and they're playing it in these circles. But we looking wide stream, he's not in this. They're not doing Nas, so I think that's what he meant by he's irrelevant.
Yeah. Well, then, okay. Well, I have a point there. Well, yeah.
All right, that's all I'm saying.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else? My cat has decided that I've been out of town, and I think he just wants to be.
I'm so a dog person. I hate cats.
My dog's in the room.
I hate cats. Cats get on my last.
I don't like any animals, but they be soft. All right, we good?
Oh, we good.
All right, thank you for joining us for the Say It Loud podcast.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yes, let's get off this. We on 89 subscribers. Let's bump that up to 10,000.
And get on the Patreon.
Yes, patreon.com/Say It Loud. We'll check y'all next week. Holla. Yahtzee. I'm gonna say hi to my baby. I ain't seen her in forever.
Oh, that's cute.